Okay, guys, I'm back to tell you a little bit about this assignment that I've kind of come up with and created and collaborated a little bit. And we're going to try out. It's new this semester. I want to see how it goes. I think it's important. I think it can become a key part of our digital capstone class since it's not really taught or discussed in any great deal of length in other classes. And that is kind of this influencer marketing space. Personally, I've stayed away from this space as long as I could because I just thought it was a fad and a lot of power given to specific individuals. But the fad has become a trend. The trends are growing. There's no avoiding it. And now that I have personal consultating experience with it and seen its success and its power. I'm not sure I can say I'm a believer, but I know that we need to teach it, we need to understand it, and we need to gain experience in it. And I really believe that with a little bit of experience that you can gain, but perhaps as kind of a segment of this course, can turn into great opportunities in your career and in your jobs and in your potential of getting jobs today. I think it's a skill or a little bit of experience that if you got in this classroom would translate very, very well to the marketplace. Some of you probably already have experience in this, as is the case in every kind of digital thing we try to teach. Is your experiences are all over the place, but I think if we can get all of you a little bit of experience in this could become a great resume builder piece, an opportunity. It may flop, but let's work on it together and see what happens. So what I want you to do is kind of open up this document and go ahead and take a look at what I want us to do this semester. So what I really want you to do is to go ahead and find a product or service that you could get an influencer to talk about, whether it's on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I don't care about the channel. You can pick the channel. Most of my experience has currently been in Instagram, so I'll reference that probably the most, but I don't care the channel. But the idea is that, and if you're having a hard time struggling picking a product or service, you can default back to the companies you're working for now. See if you can get a shout out for a service or something your companies are doing or a product. If not, maybe you work for a company and you could just, I'm not trying to get you to get the deal done, but I want you to get a deal arranged. So whether it's the company you work for, whether it's the clients you guys are doing projects for, maybe it's your own business. And in the end, if nothing else, maybe you can do it for the digital marketing agency that we're building. You can come ask me about that, or heck, you could do it one of my products if you really, really wanted to. I have a relationship test software, plenty of influencers in that space if you want to reach out to. But what I'd like to do is you to pick one of those, find influencers, a minimum of 10,000 followers or impressions, and reach out to them. Reach out to as many as it takes to get to enough of a response that you've got kind of a deal arranged, but not necessarily bought. But just kind of get to that point of what would it take to for that influencer, for that person to post the content. I would really be interested in a range from 10,000 followers to 1,000,000 followers. Up to you who you reach out to. I just need to be a minimum of 10,000. But I think this data will come because my goal is that we would bring this all back in and discuss it and see what we came up with and this kind of wild, wild west of marketing that I call it, and kind of just see what our experiences are. Maybe we can eventually build enough data sets that we can publish and have some fun with it. But ultimately, the idea is to go out and find some larger sized influencers and a range of influencers. So you can kind of pick who you go out there and try to reach out to. But you pick a product, find some influencers, make sure they're over 10,000, reach out to as many as it takes, get one of them to respond, hopefully most of them respond, and take one of them down that deal path till you're just about to that point of, okay, let's make the deal, and then you can disappear. But I want to know kind of how that process, I want us to learn how that process goes. Is it in pain to talk to all of them? Are they all over the place? Do they have agents? Do they have agencies? What do they want? Do they want money? Do they just want product? Do they want it to make sure it matches their brand? Do they want creative? Do you want you to do all the work for them and they just post? How do they accept payment? And not just the things I have here, whatever else that comes from this conversation that you might have, or multiple conversations or emails. Let's bring together. Let's figure that out. So don't have to get the deal done, but just get us some data as you experience this. How many did you have to reach out to finally get a response? How many did respond? What percentage of them responded? What did it take to finally get them to get a deal ready? On and on it goes of just kind of what your expanse would be. What your experience. Can't talk today. Okay. So what I'm hoping for is that you gain some experience with this kind of industry. And that way, when you get done, you're at an interview and someone says, well, have you ever done, influencer marketing? You could say, well, you know what? I had this amazing professor who had this project where, not only did we have to go reach out, but we got the data back, and here's a lot of good data points on different sizes and things we've learned. And also personally, this has kind of been my experience of how many you have to reach out to, what they're expecting, what it's like. And your interviewer says, man, here's the job on a silver platter, right? So anyway, so that's what I want to see happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I've never done this assignment. So what are you going to turn in this case, an executive summary of your findings, just everything you can pull together from your experience, data, experience, emotions, frustrations, all of that. Let's bring that together. Give me a good formatted summary of how many did you reach out to, who finally responded, which one did you finally, talk to, what were their demands, what were the conversations like, what did you learn, how did you reach out, whatever data points and thoughts and things you can bring in that you think would be important or pertinent that we could kind of measure or track, I want you to go ahead and do. Now, this assignment is to be done individually, but if you want to coordinate your work with your group, happy to have you do that. So however you guys want to plan that, I still want every individual to do the outreach, to have this experience, to work with and try to engage with influencers to build this opportunity for you as an individual. But if you want to collaborate collectively and work on the same kind of service or need some ideas generated, I'm okay with that. But I do want the assignment to be done individually. Now, something I want you to know is also, I would like you to, I have this assignment posted. I'm going to post this video, obviously, to tell you about the assignment. But I want you to turn this in on Tuesday the 7th by 11:59 p.m. That's a little bit of an odd due date. It's not usually the Thursday. But normally I would make it due Thursday. We could come to class. Then we could kind of make a chart ourselves and spend the class period, engaging in conversation about this. That's not going to be the case this time. So I'm going to do all that work for us. If you can get it into me by Tuesday the 7th, I'll spend Wednesday the 8th, reviewing all of it, trying to pull some data points and have some fun things to talk to you about on that Thursday. Maybe I can create that lecture earlier that morning on Thursday and get it out to you so that you can kind of gain that experience of each other, at least through me. I prefer that we'd actually kind of came together on it as a group, as a class, and maybe we'll do that next semester. But for now, let's have you try this out. Give me some feedback as to how the assignment went, how the experience went. Do you feel more comfortable after doing this that you could reach out to influencers going forward, and all of that? So if you have any questions, let me know. Like always, I'll do my best to respond to those as quickly as I can, and any clarifications that you need. The assignment's kind of open right now, so please, do your best to see how this might work and be a success as a key element of something we might teach our students and prepare them better in this kind of effort and space in terms of what we understand in the influencer marketing wild west, as we call it. So I'm giving you this assignment today so that you have a little over almost 2 weeks to work on and get done. And the key is if you wait until the due date to get this done, you won't get it done. My past experience working with influencers is they are sometimes slow to respond. Even though you're basically saying, I want to give you money, it's kind of an interesting experience. So start early so you can spend maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and reaching out next week and seeing if you can get some communication going so that you can kind of get that communication pushed along Monday or Tuesday and get the assignment turned in. So this needs to be something that you kind of balance your time to actually get the work done. So good luck, and we'll talk to you soon.